Your 90-day pivot toward 10 grand, 68% of Americans crossed the 2024 finish line in the red. Maybe you're one of them, or maybe you're dealing with that stealthy paycheck-to-paycheck squeeze that empties your account even after you snag a raise. If that stat makes your pulse stutter, breathe. You're about to pick up a no-nonsense, pen and paper roadmap for pulling $10,000 in clean, spendable cash into your checking account over the next 90 days. No lottery fantasies, no sketchy DM me for crypto schemes, no AM infomercial. Magic, just neuroscience, behavior-based finance, and an abundance mindset that actually gets its hands dirty. Rewind 2 years. I was drowning, late fee emails piling up, landlord hinting I'd need a guarantor, FICO circling the drain. I almost sold the laptop I used to pay the bills, then a simple writing drill, 3 lists, same lists, every single day morphed into a financial GPS. 90 days later, 10 grand showed up through design freelancing, a weekend gear per John Facebook Marketplace, and passive yield from a high-interest savings account. Since then, that exact playbook has helped hundreds of subscribers clear cards, seed emergency funds, and more important, lock in the belief that money can flow smoothly when thought, word, and action march to the same beat. Here's the deal. You're getting 10 punchy chapters, each laser focused on one step: swapping limiting beliefs for power statements, setting a smart plus emotion target, wiring strategic gratitude, tracking spending without shame, installing millionaire micro habits, running a cash flow diary you'll actually open, paying yourself first on autopilot, flipping your environment into a prosperity incubator, building a 30-60-90 game plan, and sealing the whole loop so the next windfall lands faster. Throughout the ride, you'll hit live pen to paper breaks, video pauses where you scribble. Feel the shift and watch your mindset recalibrate in real time. And because discipline loves scaffolding, you'll snag plug and play sheets, weekly checklists, and bite-sized daily rituals so progress never relies on willpower alone. Stay locked in. Do 3 things right now. First, grab a dedicated notebook, no random loose leaf that'll disappear in the laundry. Second, slice it into 3 tabs: mindset, goal, action. Third, promise yourself you won't binge ahead until you finish each exercise. The magic sits in those tiny contracts you sign with future you. Speaking of contracts, let's sync the first public one. If a single spark just fired in your gut, smash subscribe and ring the bell. Hitting that button tells your brain, I pick prosperity, and makes sure every fresh drop of conscious money content dings your phone first. Ready? Put your phone on do not disturb except for this channel's pings. Obviously settle into your chair, crack that notebook, and write at the very top of page 1. Today begins the chapter where I attract $10,000 consciously, sustainably, and in line with my values. Sign it, date it, stare at it for one slow breath. At the end of every chapter, you won't just be nodding at theory. You'll be stacking real-world evidence, line by line, ready to flash as a bank balance the next time you open your app. If you're all in, drop pen in hand, 10,000 on demand in the comments, and let's rip into Chapter 1, Your Thermostats. Waiting for a brand new setting. Chapter 1, Money Mind X-Ray, Resetting Your Internal Thermostat. Crack open that notebook. In big, unapologetic letters, slap one question dead center. How do I feel when I think about money? Don't overthink it. Close your eyes, breathe, and spit out the first 10 words that barge into your head. Pressure, freedom, never enough, security, whatever. Next to each word, jot -1 if it feels heavy, 1 if it feels light, 0 if it's just meh. Total the numbers in the margin and label it current temp. That little sum is your mental thermostat reading. If you're sitting below 0, no wonder. Every surprise bonus melts into an emergency tire blowout. Your subconscious keeps cranking the AC on your bank account. Time to tweak the dial with the butt. Is it really? Hack. Grab your loudest limiting belief. Maybe money's ridiculously hard to make. Write it, draw an arrow, then interrogate it 3 ways. 1. But is it hard for literally everyone, like my buddy Maya who nailed 6 figures selling cupcakes? 2. But is it impossible for me when I've already delivered value at work? 3. But is money itself hard, or is winging it without a plan what's hard? Hunt down a real counterexample for each with every piece of evidence. The old belief loses another brick. Flip the sentence into a power line. Making money gets easy when I solve a problem people care about and read it aloud 3 times. Repetition is brain glue. Let it stick. Now mine your past for proof that abundance likes you. List 3 times cash appeared with zero grind, a forgotten tax refund, a surprise birthday check, a yard sale that sold out in an hour. Relive each one for 10 seconds and scribble 5 lines on how you felt: loose, grateful, maybe even giddy. Congratulations, you just reminded your brain that prosperity isn't hypothetical. It has your address on file. Pull up your banking app and rename your primary checking account Growth Fund. Yeah, it's cheesy, but labels steer focus. Every login your eyes shout grow, nudging the reticular activating system to notice gigs, discounts, and money doors you used to miss. Grab a sticky note, write "I choose the temp," and slap it on your notebook cover. Underneath, list 3 micro habits to prove it. Log every inflow the moment it hits. Run the but. Is it really? Audit once a week, and fist bump yourself whenever an unexpected dime drops. Tiny moves, giant ripple. Seal the chapter with ink and intent. Handwrite, I deserve and receive an extra $10,000 in the next 90 days because my financial thermostat now runs on prosperity. Sign, date, that's day 1 protocol. Bookmark the page you'll circle back after each chapter to watch that. Temp rise from Arctic to balmy, ready to thaw the freeze. Flip the page. The goal-setting scalpel is up next. Chapter 2, from daydream to down to earth. $10,000 target. Picture your phone lighting up with a push alert that reads plus 10,000 deposited. You hear the ping, your eyebrows fly up, and that micro surge of whoa, it's real, ripples through your chest. Hold that feeling for a beat, then trap it on paper. Flip to the goal tab and write one flowing, no comma left behind sentence that nails 6 checkpoints in a single shot. I received $10,000 net wired into my Chase checking account ending in 1234 no later than October 31st, 2025. Earned through design freelancing, selling stuff I no longer use, and home organization consults. So I can knock out $4,000 in credit card debt and seed a $6,000 emergency fund, feeling straight up relief and a fat dose of pride when that zero balance statement pops up. There you go, specific dollar amount, measurable landing spot. Attainable revenue streams, relevant reasons, a timestamp, and the emotional payoff. That's a smart goal with a heartbeat. Now say it out loud, shoulders back, voice steady. If a little voice whispers, yeah, right, tweak the details, maybe stretch the deadline 6 weeks or swap one revenue stream until the sentence lands in that possible but stretchy zone where motivation and reality can actually shake hands. Next, draw yourself a universe-issued check. Up top, date it with your deadline. Pay to the order of you, obviously for $10,000, down on the signature line. Scribble Universe Inc., then sign your own John Hancock right under it. Fold the check once, park it in the notebook pocket, and promise to unfold it every morning. That sheet of paper becomes a daily pinky swear between you and the outcome. Time for a roadmap that doesn't live in the clouds, under a fresh header. Lay out 3 mini stories in plain English. Design freelancing 6000. This week I'll pitch 10 agencies, refresh my Behance portfolio, and post before and afters on LinkedIn. Declutter sales 1500. Saturday morning, 20 high-raise pics. Go on Facebook Marketplace and 2 neighborhood apps. Price is firm for 48 hours, then drop 10%. Home organization consults to 500. I'll host 2 15-minute IG lives showing closet hacks, DM every viewer a free checklist, and upsell a paid-in-home session. Notice the total sneaks past $10,000 on purpose. Cushion is king. At the bottom of the plan, jot the 30-touch rule, 30 direct asks per revenue stream, every 30 days, no whining. Copy that in Sharpie, draw a progress thermometer down the margin, 10 tidy blocks, each worth 1,000. Whenever money lands, color a chunk and date it. Watching the bar fill pops dopamine like bubble wrap, and the brain loves bubble wrap. Lock the tactic into your morning routine. Before you doom scroll or answer Slack, read your monster sentence out loud, unfold the check, picture the deposit notification, breathe in gratitude, breathe out doubt. 3 breaths, that's it. The brain's reticular filter now thinks your goal is breaking news and starts highlighting gigs, discounts, and intro emails you used to miss. Ink one last line under today's notes. When my mind believes, my pen scripts and my account receives. Cap your pen. You've just loaded the coordinates into the GPS. Next up, recalibrating your magnet with gratitude so you actually spot the shortcuts. Chapter 3, Strategic Gratitude. 108 invisible wins that crank up your money magnet. Gratitude isn't some woo-woo side quest. It's neurological rocket fuel. When you consciously appreciate what's already flowing in, your brain flips from scarcity radar to opportunity sonar. Grab the Mindset tab and title a fresh spread Gratitude 108. Split each page into 3 skinny columns, 12 rows apiece. You'll have room for 108 bullets without the dread of a giant empty sheet staring back. Start with universal freebies: sunlight on your face, lungs that inflate on autopilot, public Wi-Fi, paved roads, the barista's playlist that saves a rough Monday. Slide into human allies: mom's pep text, a mentor's podcast, your coworker covering a shift, open source Photoshop alternatives. Don't overthink, write fast, chase the feeling, not the grammar. When you stall at, say, item 37, laugh, stand up, look around the room. Yup, that ceiling fan counts. Write it. The goal isn't poetic prose, it's raw volume. By the time you hit number 108, your page will look like confetti. Read the full list out loud, yes, out loud, then circle 5 entries that directly put or saved cash in your pocket. Scribble hidden ROI next to each and note the dollar vibe. Free Excel tutorial, landed $800 side gig, friend's spare couch, saved $400 in hotel costs, whatever fits. Connecting gratitude to money flow trains your noggin to equate thank you with income, not airy-fairy vibes. Science break: studies at UC Davis show that daily gratitude journaling spikes serotonin and dopamine, which in turn boost creativity and focus, exactly the twin jets you need to spot and act on money doors. Translation: thanking the sun literally brightens your hustle. Install the 3 at night ritual starting tonight. Before you crash, whisper any 3 items from the list plus 1 new thing that happened today. A stranger held the elevator. Your coffee punch card got a freebie. Your side hustle DM count jumped by 2. Doing this 6-second ritual stamps abundance on your subconscious while you sleep. Morning you wakes up primed to collect more evidence. One last flourish. On the bottom margin, in all caps cursive, write, the universe keeps proving I'm abundant. My hands now pull in $10,000 with the same ease. Touch your heart, say it twice, date the page, and sign. Etiquette sends thank you notes. Hustlers send them to reality itself. Congrats, your money magnet is humming. Thermostat warmed, GPS loaded. Magnet charged. Flip the page. It's inventory time. Chapter 4, Paid Wins Inventory, proving you already move money. Grab a blank page under the Action tab and write across the top big marker, zero shame, everything I've handed over cash for. Set a 10-minute timer and turn your brain loose. Rattle off every line item you can remember from the last month or 2. Rent, Spotify, almond milk latte, brake pads, the $7 pillow impulse buy at Target, that pricey webinar use where you'll watch Fido's flea pills, Friday night Uber, and the emergency candle haul you justified as self-care. Don't judge. Just dump. When the timer barks, draw 3 columns down the margin and label them essential, comfort, growth. Now scoot each expense into its column. Essentials keep you alive or legally functional: housing, food, meds, Wi-Fi. Comfort buys you smiles streaming, date night sushi, the high-end face mask that sorta works. Growth is anything that could. Juice future income courses, software, therapy, the ring light that makes your Zoom calls pop. Step back and eyeball the spread. Instant money MRI, maybe essentials hog half the page, comfort bloats like Thanksgiving, and growth looks like someone skipped leg day. Awareness, meet wallet, quick math ballpark each category's 30-day total right in the margins. Folks who claim they're broke often discover 5 or 6 grand blasting through their lives every month. Circle that combined number and label. It flow proof. From here on, I'm bad with money gets replaced by I already manage a small economy. Time to point the cash where I want it to go. Pick one purchase from each column and write a mini case study. Maybe the growth column shows a $250 online AI course that leveled up your and landed 2 freelance gigs worth $800. Comfort might star a $180 cabin weekend that refilled your creative tank and sparked an e-commerce idea that cleared 300 in its first week. Essential could be a $95 electric bill that kept your home office humming so you could chase invoices on time. Connect dots. Suddenly, even comfort has ROI when chosen on purpose. Now carve out the 10 minus 10 minus 10 minus 70 rule for the 10 grand on the horizon. 10% will be pure celebration, something that screams I did it. 10% gets donated or gifted. Flow out. Flow back. Another 10% drops straight into skill upgrades or tools that print future dollars. The remaining 70% pulverizes debt, inflates your safety net, or hops into an index fund to start earning while you sleep. Write that breakdown in one sentence and read it out loud. That's your cash constitution before you close the chapter. Add a sticky on your debit card that asks 3 hit and run questions before any purchase over $50. What pain does this solve? Which column does it feed? Essential, comfort, or growth? Is there a 20% cheaper twin that does the job? These microseconds of clarity slam the brakes on autopilot spending. Every hum, maybe later, redirects Samo toward that progress thermometer you started last chapter. Last line, bold and underlined. I already steer a river of money. Now I'm building levees so $10,000 pools where I choose. Sign, date, close the book with a satisfyingly smug snap because the next time someone claims life's too expensive, you'll know you've got receipts, strategy, and a rulebook. Chapter 5, Millionaire Micro Habits. Daily drips that drill through stone. Wealth hardly ever whooshes in like a Powerball win. It shows up as drip, drip, drip until one day you turn around and there's a pond. Today you're installing the drip system. Rule number 1 is the 2-minute move. Any money task that can be done in under 120 seconds gets done immediately. Log the gas receipt, snap a pic of that unused blender and list it. Schedule the automatic transfer for tomorrow's paycheck before your brain slaps the snooze button. The task's already in the past. 2 minutes is short enough to dodge procrastination's claws and long enough to shave real friction. Next up, the third look rule for anything that isn't rent or insulin. Spot a $280 pair of noise-canceling headphones on sale. First look, want. Second look, need or ego. Third look, 24 hours later, does this still make sense when the dopamine wore off? If yes, and it genuinely amps your income or deepens joy, swipe the card guilt-free. If no, let the deal expire and congratulate yourself on a silent $280 raise. Behavioral economy geeks say 80% of impulse cravings die in a single day. Let the clock work for you. Now brainstorm 5 micro-income plays you could fire up this week. Maybe it's proofreading, dog sitting, renting out that camera lens, flipping vintage teas, or teaching 60-minute Canva crash courses. On Zoom, circle one and block off a golden half-hour every evening to push it forward. Create the listing, DM potential clients, post the flyer. Even at $20 profit a session, you bank $600 a month. Do it for 3 months straight and you've gobbled $1,800, almost a fifth of the goal, without breaking a sweat. Cue the rich first-hour routine before TikTok can hijack your dopamine. Spend the first 60 waking minutes fueling mind or skill. 10 pages of psychology of money, 1 deep dive podcast on Etsy SEO, a quick peek at the treasury yield curve. The brain's filter decides what to notice based on what you fed it at sunrise. Give it filet mignon, not Fruit Loops. Layer on the 1% challenge. Once a week, either nudge income up or expenses down by a single percent. Sell a $50 add-on graphic to your basic design package, or slash the fancy coffee budget by $4. 1% compounded weekly rockets to an eye-popping 67% over a year. Proof that tiny tweaks trump heroic sprints that burn out by Valentine's Day. Don't forget pleasure. Stake out the controlled quick reward fund. Peel, 5% off every unexpected windfall and blow it on instant joy IMAX tickets, the good sushi, new running socks that squeak ambition. This micro treat trains your subconscious that earning equals living, not endless delayed gratification. When the brain links cash with fun and freedom, sabotage melts. Wrap this chapter by writing small moves, daily, stack into quarterly leaps. I'm planting raindrops that will carve canyons of cash. Stick it on your bathroom mirror, read it while you brush. The stone won't know what hit it, but you will every drip, every day, chipping away until 10 grand fits in your pocket like loose change. Chapter 6, Conscious Cash Flow Diary, giving every dollar a job and a mission. Open to a fresh sheet under your Action tab and draw for skinny columns: date, description, in, out. Nothing fancy, just straight lines with a pen. Perfectionism. Is procrastination in a tux? From today on, every dollar that slides through your life lands on this page the moment it moves. Your brain will whine, "I'll do it tonight," but memories are Netflix editors snipping boring scenes, exaggerating. Drama. Logging in real time is non-negotiable. Color is your new best friend. Shade green for high-impact income freelance checks, commission bumps, dividend hits. Mark blue for salary or any predictable deposit. Yellow covers mini streams like that $5 ebook sale or the $8 dog sitting gig. Outflows get split. Gray for absolute musts: rent, insulin, internet, and a screaming red for every nice to have you choose to fund. At a glance you'll know if your month looks like a lush forest or a 5-alarm fire. Every Sunday, run a 5-minute huddle with yourself, coffee in hand, playlist on low, and total the week. Jot 3 bullets right under the table. What went right? Where did it leak? Which screw gets tightened tomorrow? This micro debrief satisfies your inner CFO without descending into spreadsheet purgatory. Next, wire up a leak alarm. Decide that red spending can't blow past 15% of gross income. Draw a line in marker on the margin. The moment your red ink rubs against that boundary, hit the brakes. Cancel the streaming trial you forgot. Cook dinner instead of DoorDash. Ride your bike and pocket the $5 lift. This isn't monk mode. It's damage control. Now automate the safety bucket. Head to your bank app and order 10% of every incoming dollar to jump ship into a high-yield savings account the instant it hits checking. No calendar reminders, no willpower wilt, just code. In 3 months you'll have your own airbag, and that cushion quietly turns risk into opportunity because fear of what if stops ruling the room. Celebrate wins on paper. Add a tiny flow trophy sidebar anytime a rebate appears. Negotiate a bill down, or you flip a thrift store vase for $40. List it here with a smiley face. Science says the dopamine jolt from micro victories teaches the brain to hunt more of them, like training a border collie with treats. Lock in a board meeting day on the 5th of every month. Block 30 minutes phone on airplane mode. Vibe. Playlist. Maybe your favorite candle. Ask 3 heavy hitters. Did my net worth climb or slide? Which micro habit paid the biggest dividend? What tweak do I test this month to pull the 10 grand faster? Scribble answers. Sign your initials. Congratulations, you're now the CEO and auditor of You, Inc. Finish by handwriting this line on the footer: I'm the chief financial officer of my life. Every dollar that enters gets a purpose. Every dollar that leaves earns its keep. Sign, date, close the book with a satisfying thud. Tomorrow that notebook isn't homework. It's mission control. Chapter 7, Automatic Investing, Making Money. Clock in while you clock out. Imagine a future where you wake up, stretch, and discover you got paid while drooling on the pillow. That's the vibe of paying yourself first. From now on, the question isn't how much is left to invest. It's how much am I allowed to spend after I've invested. Flip that script and everything downstream shifts. Step 1, choose your main bucket. If your emergency fund still fits in a showbox, route every automated dime to a high-yield savings or a treasury-backed money market account until you hit 6 months of living costs. Safety first, swagger later, cushion done. Slide the autopilot over to a low-cost S&P 500 index ETF and maybe a REIT that mails you dividends 4 times a year. We're talking boring, broad, and beautiful wealth likes dull repetition. Step 2, open your brokerage app, tap automatic transfers, and schedule at least 10% of every paycheck to teleport into that bucket on payday. Cash lands, cash exits, impulse never sees it. Name the rule me first so every confirmation email feels like a digital fist bump. Step 3, climb the percentage ladder. Every time income rises, new client, raise, tax refund bump your auto invest rate 2 percentage points until you hit 30. Raises are invisible if they vanish into Vanguard before your lifestyle inflates to meet them. Time to talk allocation. A solid starter mix looks like 50% liquidity-friendly safe stuff, high-yield savings or short-term treasuries, 30% broad market ETF, and 20% dividend stock or REIT. That trio covers emergencies, growth, and mailbox money in one neat pie. Dividends and interest checks are not beer money, they're snowball fuel. Turn on dividend reinvestment and let fractions compound without your fingerprints. Einstein allegedly called compounding the eighth wonder of the world. Who are we to argue with Albert? Add a visual. In your notebook, draw a rocket pointed upward. Every month net worth climbs. Color another stripe on the hull. When the stripes hit 10, treat yourself to something symbolic, a $30 steak, the hardcover you kept in your cart. The brain needs periodic confetti so it doesn't mutiny. One last pit stop. Set a calendar alert titled Portfolio Coffee Date for every quarter. Review of fees, rebalance if you drift more than 5%, and ask, does this portfolio still match my risk vibe and 10 grand timeline? 10 minutes, done. Close the chapter with a pledge in your own handwriting. Income shows up. 10%. Suits up and goes to work for me first. Everyone else can queue behind my future. Put a double underline beneath the date. That's your guardrail against all-you-can-eat brunches, flash sales, and every other FOMO grenade lobbed at your wallet. You just installed a silent employee who clocks in 24/7 without complaining. Next, we'll tweak your surroundings so every podcast, cupboard, and friend conversation fuels the same upward spiral. Chapter 8, Environment and Social Proof, Marinating Your Brain in Prosperity. Look, willpower's cool, but environment wipes the floor with it 8 days a week. If your desk is stacked with late notice envelopes, your TikTok for you is coupon hoarders, and your group chat is a 24/7 spitty party about gas prices, your subconscious absorbs that vibe like carpet soaks up spilled wine. Time to swap the stain. 1. Flip the physical Layerdo, a 5-minute room scan. Anything broken, dusty, or linked to debt shame? Out. A cracked mug screaming overdraft fees on the side table? Trash it. Stack the desk with your prosperity triggers instead. The universe-issued check from Chapter 2 propped in a frame. A leafy plant that refuses scarcity. Maybe the finance book you're chewing through. This silent storyboard rewires you every time you glance up from the laptop. 2. Detox the digital layer. Hit unfollow like a lumberjack on double espresso. Any account flexing luxury cars on a maxed-out Amex or preaching nothing ever works in this economy gets saxed. Replace them with creators who break down index funds, side hustle hacks, or calm, data-driven market recaps. Open YouTube, search compound interest, then binge 3 vids so the algorithm goes, ah, money nerd, got it. You'll wake up tomorrow to an explore page dripping with dividend strategies instead of designer hall drama. 3. Curate the social layer. You, the average of your 5 loudest influences, text threads, coworkers, even podcasters in your earbuds. Audit your top 5. If nobody mentions investing, entrepreneurship, or career upside except 2 roll eyes, expand the roster. Easy wins, a Discord for newbie investors, a local co-working spaces Slack channel, or a weekly Twitter space hosted by a CFP who translates Fed speak into plain English. Adopt the mantra proximity is possibility. 4. Build the social proof board. Flip to a blank page and draw 2 columns role model and result. Fill the first slots. Your cousin Aisha who cleared 30 grand of student loans. That TikTok creator turned e-commerce mogul who posted her monthly Shopify dashboards. The retired teacher on Reddit who hit Coast Fi at 45. The brain loves if they did. I can evidence. Update the board every time you discover a fresh win. The longer the list, the weaker your excuses. 5. Launch the 2 good mornings habit every day before noon. You'll drop two positive finance crumbs into the world, maybe a tweet about auto investing, a Discord screenshot of your colored-in thermometer, or a Slack shout-out to a colleague who negotiated a raise. Micro-sharing creates public accountability, attracts like-minded hustlers, and signals to your reticular filter, this money stuff matters, keep spotting it. 6. Celebrate their wins loudly. Friend lands a new job? Hit them with a voice note. Stranger on Reddit posts their first $1,000. Dividend year? Upvote and comment, your brain mirrors enthusiasm. Praising someone else's bag tricks your limbic system into believing you're next in line. Weird, but science backs it. In this closing mantra on the corkboard above your laptop, I soak in environments that whisper yes to welfare. Feed and friends included. Double underline the date. Congrats, your atmosphere now acts like a 24-hour prosperity playlist. Chapter 9, the 30-60-90 Scaling Plan, turning 10 grand into your springboard. Momentum loves a deadline, and the brain CRAV's mini-boss battles. Enter the 30-60-90 roadmap: 3 sprints, 3 checkpoints, 1 finish line sitting at $10,000 plus a cushion. Checkpoint 1 day 30% filled, $3,000 on the board. Primary lever, quick cash plays. Those unused item listings from Chapter 2 should already be live. Bump the top performing posts with a 10% weekend flash sale sticker, offer $50. Polish packages to your LinkedIn feed. Cold DM 3 local restaurants with your graphic design menu overhaul, half down upfront, put every earned dollar straight through that progress thermometer and color the first 3 blocks by day 30 non-negotiable. Checkpoint 2 day 60-70% filled, $7,000 banked. Primary lever, mid-ticket contracts. Turn one-off freelancing into monthly retainers. Pitch brand on-call bundles at $750 a pop for declutter gigs. Upsell virtual follow-ups. $150 calls to keep closets honest. Require 50% deposits so cash flow stays chubby. If a retainer stalls, upsell a DIY template pack. Anything to keep momentum humming. By day 60 your thermometer should glow 7 bars green. Snap a pic for the social proof board. Checkpoint 3 day 90, 110% target, $11,000 locked. Primary lever, scalable. Offers. Package your home organization checklists, before and after photos, and client testimonials into a $97 digital course. Host a live Zoom workshop, record it, then sell replays on autopilot. Run a 3-day email sprint to your growing list, offer early bird bonuses. And watch Stripe notifications sing. Overshoot the 10 grand mark on purpose. Room for refunds, hiccups, or a victory steak dinner. Weekly operating system Sunday brain dump, list wins, leaks, and 1 tweak, a single action most likely to raise your ROI next week. Kanban cashboard, stick tasks into to-do, doing, done columns, move cards daily. Celebrate micro progress, life ROI gauge. Whenever a task wraps, record hours spent and dollars earned. In 12 weeks, you'll know which moves scream $200 an hour and which limp at 15. Keep the heroes, torch the zombies. Future you letter tonight, write a page dated 90 days out. Describe opening the app, spotting the $11,000 balance. Paying the credit card, scheduling that emergency fund transfer, and grabbing tacos to celebrate. Seal it in an envelope. Slap day 91 on the front, and prop it against your monitor. Watching that letter age is like a visible countdown timer poking you every morning. Recap ritual on day 91, open the letter, read it aloud, and compare vision to reality. Then ask, cool, how do I flip this 10 grand momentum into the next 20? Because spoiler, once your systems work for one target, they'll gladly chew through bigger numbers. Sharpie this promise on the final page of your notebook. My growth is exponential because every 30 days I review, refine, and relaunch. Add a smiley if you're feeling extra. The rocket's already on the launch pad. Next chapter, we'll slap the final fuel tank in place and light the engines. Chapter 10, the closure loop ritual, locking in the win and priming the next one. You've reset the thermostat. Mapped 10 grand coordinates, supercharged your gratitude magnet, audited spending, installed money drips, given every dollar a mission, put investing on autopilot, marinated your life in prosperity, and sprinted through a 30, 60, 90 gauntlet. Now we slam the door on self-sabotage and open the hatch to whatever number comes after $10,00001. Integrated victory review. Flip from page 1 to your most recent entry. Reading every headline out loud. Money Mind X-Ray, Smart Emotion Goal, Gratitude 108, Paid Wins Inventory, Micro Habits, Cash Flow Diary, Auto Invest, Prosperity Environment, 30-60-90 Plan. Notice how each puzzle piece locked into the next. That's not luck. That's architecture. Circle the 3 tools you'll keep forever, star the 2 that need refining, and write a 1-line takeaway beside each. Thermometer check keeps anxiety low, or third look rule killed impulse buys. Your brain loves closure. Give it a final bow. 2. Advanced Declaration. U page, bold marker. On 20, I confirm $10,000 landed. My credit card balance reads $0 and my emergency fund is live. Sign it. Tape it to your closet door so tomorrow's socks salute your success. 3. Celebration before completion. Remember that 10% fund. Book the experience right now. Could be a Michelin star lunch or a long weekend in Denver. Whatever screams I did the thing. Locking the calendar date delivers a pre-gamed dopamine drip that fuels the final grind. 4. Send value back out. Pick the charity, friend, or local shelter that'll receive your 10% donation slice. Draft the transfer instructions, even if the cash isn't in your account yet. Generosity in advance slaps scarcity in the face and affirms that money is a flow, not a dam. 5. Teach to choose 1 human friend, sibling, the intern who keeps asking for advice, and gift them a mini session walking through your favorite chapter. Teaching cements retention by up to 90%, says University of Washington research. Plus, watching someone's eyes light up when they realize they can replicate your playbook is straight rocket fuel. 6. The trigger reset system. Create a line on your wall calendar at the 90-day mark from today. That's your next checkpoint. Maybe it's 20 grand, maybe it's maxing your Roth IRA, maybe it's buying a cash flow vending machine. Under the line, scribble 3 triggers that'll remind you to start the next loop: a fresh notebook, a new thermometer, and a bigger celebration. Reward. Pre-committed triggers beat post-goal coma every time. Finally, handwrite the master affirmation that ties this bout tight. I honor this $10,000 cycle. All lessons are locked, all systems primed. The next figure is just another set of pages waiting for ink. Date it, triple underline, close the notebook with a solid thunk. Conclusion: sealing the $10,000 cycle and igniting the next level. You stuck around to the last seconds of a 10-chapter marathon that alone proves your will to prosper outranks Netflix's autoplay. Let's run a lightning recap. Money Mind X-ray shattered frostbite beliefs and cranked your thermostat too wealthy. Smart Emotion Goal replaced fuzzy wishing with a GPS-locked $10,000 target. Strategic Gratitude 108 tuned your vibe to abundance. Turning the mundane into money magnets. Paid Wins Inventory revealed you already steer a river of cash redirection versus starvation. Millionaire Micro Habits installed 2-minute wins, third look breaks, and the 1% compounder. Conscious Cash Flow Diary gave every dollar a uniform and a marching order. Automatic Investing made 10% of every check clock in before impulse could steal it. Environment and Social Proof swapped scarcity static for a surround sound wealth playlist. 30, 60, 90. Scaling Plan chunked the mountain into 3 climbable ridges and baked in weekly ROI tweaks. Closure Loop ritual locked gains. Pre-spent the celebration, queued up generosity, and set triggers for round 2. If one chapter slapped you awake more than the others, comment that number below. Chapter 5 had me color-coding coffee receipts. Or Chapter 8 purged my doom scroll. Your share does 2 things. It tags the victory pathway deeper into your neural net and spotlights the gold nugget for newcomers skimming the threads. Not subscribed yet? Smash subscribe and ring the bell so the algorithm hand delivers our next mission critical drop. Think Live Q and As, fresh Google Sheet templates, and Discord shoutouts where members flex their newly filled thermometers. Algorithms love early adopters. B1.do me and someone you care about a favor. Text this playlist to that friend who always says, I suck at money. Wealth multiplies when it's shared, and you officially became share worthy. Breathe in once, slow and deep, then read. This final affirmation out loud, don't just skim it. I'm grateful for the nonstop flow of opportunities. I manage every dollar with clarity, multiply it with strategy, and share it with joy. $10,000 is merely the opening chapter of my prosperity saga. Feel that? That's your financial thermostat clicking to a warmer setting. See you in the comments and in the next series, where we'll teach your freshly minted 10 grand how to hire friends, 20s, 50s, and hundreds that punch in 24/7 while you dream big. Until then, pen steady, goal steady, let's roll.